welcome to our beginner practice. We're going to begin in an easy seated position on the floor. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit with your back against the wall and your legs out in front of you. You can even lay down for this first part if you want. What's really important is we've got a nice tall spine. I'm actually sat on a block, which allows me to get a little bit more comfortable when I'm sat this way. We're going to begin with a gentle breathing exercise. A lot of yoga movements and flows are very much in sync with the breath. So by having a breathing exercise at the beginning allows us to really bring our attention and focus on the breath. This is going to be a very simple breathing exercise where we inhale for the count of 4 and then exhale for the count of 6. We're going to begin with a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest. This simply allows us to feel the breath expanding in our chest and our belly as we inhale and then contract as we exhale. I'm going to cue an inhale and an exhale just to get us aligned, and then the second cue of inhale will be the one that we begin to count with. One thing to note, as the exhale is a little bit longer, I encourage you not just to the breath in one go, but to slowly allow that to seep out because we have a longer count on the exhale. So everybody inhale and exhale, and then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, expanding the chest and the belly. 3, 4. Exhale, slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remove any blocks that you might be sat on, and we're going to just gently roll over our knees so that we come onto all 4 or tabletop position. Make sure our wrists are stacked underneath our shoulders, our knees are stacked underneath the hips. We're just going to take a couple of cat-cows to help warm up our back. So pushing our feet and hands into the ground, take an exhale, drop the head, tuck the tailbone, finding our angry cat, pushing into the mat. Inhale, tailbone goes up, gaze goes up, shoulders draw down the back. And then exhale, round again into our angry cat. And then inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. For our cow, exhale, angry cat, tucking tailbone, releasing the head. And then inhale for our cow, tailbone goes up, gaze goes up, shoulders come down the back. And then on the next exhale, we're just going to find a neutral spine. From here, we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to push into our downward facing dog. So we're going to bring our knees off the floor and then push our sit bones up into the air. Now this is our first downward dog, so we would always take this quite fluid and not over push anything. So I'm going to encourage to bend one knee, then straighten it as you bend the other. We call this pedaling through our feet. This just helps warm up the hamstrings, warm up the shoulders. We can shake our head for no, nod our head for yes. Just releasing the neck and the head here as well. And then just push the chest towards the knees. You can keep them quite bent. Then on your next inhale, just walk your feet up until they come in between the hands. From here, we're going to grab opposite elbows. And with our feet just hip distance apart, rocking side to side. Again, shake the head. No, nod the head for yes.
Really just like a rag doll, like it's called, just swaying around with a loose head and neck. Then as you exhale, allow the hands to fall to the ground. And then inhale with knees deeply bent, start rolling very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up to a standing position. We're then going to bring our feet together by toe heeling them in till they connect. We're going to roll our shoulders back, palms face forward. This is what we call mountain pose. From here, we take an inhale, sweep our arms up, palms are facing each other, look at your hands, upward salute. We're going to then exhale, folding forward, hinging from the hips, keeping our back straight, coming down into our forward fold, fingertips coming into line with the toes. Try bend your knees deeper to get your hands on the floor. We then from here take an inhale for flat back, looking forward. Again, if you're not quite got your hands on the floor, bring them to your shins, gazing off the edge of the mat. We then exhale, hands go on the floor, step back one leg, and then the other leg finding our plank. Lower your knees to the ground and untuck your toes. We're going to then stick the tailbone up and then squeezing our elbows into our sides, lower our chest towards the floor. When our chest reaches the floor, just slide forward onto the belly. We're then going to go into Cobra, where our palms sit underneath our shoulders, elbows squeeze back, and using our feet pressing into the floor and our kneecaps engaged, pelvis connected to the floor. Take an inhale, draw yourself up into this little cobra. We're not pushing, we're actually pulling our elbows towards our feet to find more depth. Exhale, lower down, push up onto your knees, tuck your toes, and we're going to find that downward dog that we found earlier. So we're going to bring the knees off the ground and then push our sit bones up into the air. Your feet want to be slightly wider than your hips. Your toes want to be pigeon-toed in, ankles out. You're pushing your chest towards your thighs. Release the head. Squeeze elbows together and bring shoulders away from the back. Eventually, we're working towards ankles going onto the floor and straightening our legs, but the priority is a flat back. On the next inhale, we begin to travel forward, working our feet up in between our hands, finding again that flat back. Maybe bringing our hands to our shins. Then we're going to fold again, releasing the head down, releasing the neck again. Bend your knees if you need to have your hands on the ground. And then inhale, root to rise, hands come up, palms facing. And then exhale, hands by your side. Step out a wide step with our right foot. Our left leg is going forward. I want to make sure that my ankle is underneath my knee, that my knee isn't ever going over the ankle. Once I've got this, I want to get quite low in this leg. We're working towards this thigh being parallel with the ground. But if we're up here for now, don't worry about that. Just be aware that is the direction we're going in. Your ankle on the front foot wants to be in a line with the middle arch on the back foot. Hands go up in a capital letter T. I often have this arm down, so a little glance at your backhand to check that it is out and high and in alignment with the front arm. Then gaze over the index finger on the front. This is our warrior B. From here, we're going to do reverse warrior. Going to turn the palms and then rock backwards, bringing our left hand into the air and our right hand down the back of our right leg. Gaze up at your left hand. We're now going to flow through warrior B, so coming back to that T arm. We're going to bend our front left elbow, bring it down onto our left knee, and our right hand goes up into the air, gaze at that hand. This is our side angle. From here, we're going to flow again through our warrior B, back to our reverse warrior. And we're just going to take this little flow a couple more times to get that muscle memory in our body. So reverse warrior,
Coming into our warrior B, bend elbow, hand goes up, side angle. Inhale, come through warrior B. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior B. Exhale, side angle. So you can see by flowing through these movements how a flow begins to form. This time we're going to cartwheel our hands all the way round to frame our front foot. We're then going to step that foot all the way back into plank before lowering our knees and tucking our toes. Tailbone goes up, you know where we're going, squeeze your elbows in, chest goes down, roll forward onto the belly, come up into that little cobra. Exhale, lower down, push up onto the knees, tuck your toes and push back into your downward facing dog. This time we're going to step our right foot up the mat. I'm actually going to turn around so I'm facing you when I do this. So right foot steps up, so your right foot is that front foot, left foot on a 45-degree angle, and we're going to come up into our warrior B on this side. Again, we're looking for our thigh being parallel with the ground. We're not overshooting the knee over that right ankle. Our left leg is engaged and strong on the floor. Hands go out in that capital letter T, and then, check, sorry, I've missed it, the heel alignment. The heel is in line with the arch of the back foot. Gaze over that front finger. Take an inhale, we're going to bring our left hand down, palms turn, and we're coming up into that reverse warrior. Look up at your right hand. And then exhale, come back into that warrior B. Bend right arm, comes to right knee, left hand goes up into the air, side angle. Gaze at that top hand. Exhale, we're going to find our warrior B again and flow into that reverse warrior. Let's take this a couple more times on this side. Warrior B, bend elbow, find knee, side angle. Exhale, warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior B. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior B. Inhale, reverse warrior. And then let's cartwheel the hands all the way round to frame that front foot again. And then we're going to step back onto our knees, sit on our left glute and swing your feet round in front of you. We're now going to take what we call a butterfly pose. So bringing the palm of the feet together. Again, if your knees are higher than your bottom rib, use a block to sit on, which will just feel nicer in the hip joints. As well, don't have your feet so close to you. You can let them go a little bit wider. We're going to take an inhale here, reach forward and hold our feet. We're going to bring the palms of our feet apart, giving us more room in the hips. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward over the feet. We're not pulling here, we're not forcing ourselves lower than we can go. We're just taking a few breaths hanging out here. As you inhale, I want you to imagine you're sending your breath to expand into your back. And then as you exhale, finding a little bit more room there. Take a couple more breaths. And then on the inhale, walk your hands up so you're in a seated position. Hands go under the knees, bring your knees together, remove the block if it's in your way. And then with your feet flat on the ground, hands go either side of you, or keep your hands laced around the back of your thigh. We're just going to lower down, all the way down to the ground. Then bring both knees up to your chest. Left hand goes over, finding right knee. And then you're just going to bring very gently both knees down to the ground on this side for a twist. If your right shoulder has come up, then just take a moment to get that down on the ground. Right hand can go out long, so can left, capital letter T arms, and then gaze at your right hand. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale. Left hand goes under left knee, bring knees back to center. This time, right hand goes over knees to the left, bringing knees down to the right hand side. Again, little shoulder shuffle, bringing your left hand out wide, your right out wide, and gaze over your left hand. Take a deep inhale here and a deep exhale. Bring your right hand under your right knee, bring your knees back up into center, feet placed down on the ground, and then we're just gonna swipe both knees to the left, both knees to the right, just loosening anything up in our spine before letting our legs go long. Let them go wide, palms face up. Tuck your shoulder bones underneath, tuck your chin. The Savasana. We're just going to take a few breaths here. This just allows the practice we've done to settle in your body. Take a scan of your own body. How does it feel? Take a moment just to bring your thoughts inward. Try not let your mind wander. If anything bubbles up, that's very normal. Just acknowledge any thoughts, any feelings, and then just let it flow on by. When you're ready, bring some little wiggles into the toes, into the fingers. Maybe bring hands overhead and take a big stretch. And then roll over onto your side. Take a moment here before pushing yourself up into that easy seated position that we took earlier. And just take a moment to let that settle. Bring your hand to heart center. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this beginner yoga practice this evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. If there's anything else you'd like to see, please do pop it in the comments below. And if you like this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I really mean when I say I've loved sharing this little introduction to yoga with you. We've done a sun salute, we've done a little flow, we've done some more restorative calming poses at the end, and then we've had a Savasana. So from my heart to your heart, namaste.